sports weekend for Rutgers. You know, sometimes, eventually UCLA is going to lose to somebody, right? Why not to the Rutgers Knights this weekend? It's a long flight across the country. It's a foreign ballpark. Rutgers just needs to put the complete game together.
And first time ever that Rutgers and UCLA meet up in baseball. As Zach Konstantinovsky misses outside to the left fielder Dean West, getting us underway here in Piscataway. Running a little bit late to start this ball game too. There were so many ground rules that Steve Owens and John Savage had to go through because this is the first time UCLA has ever come to this ballpark. Pretty neat, though. Good turnout here at Baton Field. Everybody's been excited for this series, and especially with the success that the Bruins have had. 30-2 overall. They attract a crowd. As Konstantinovsky drops in his first strike of the ballgame, 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Not only a good crowd, but a great major league scouting crowd.
Oh, my goodness.
Cross-checkers, local scouts, regional scouts, national scouts. They were all lined up here for the pregame.
It's a reunion for them. Good pitch from Konstantinovsky. He's got the fastball on the black for strike two.
That's an important pitch for Zach. If he can just kind of maintain that fastball on both sides of the plate, and then he can get them swinging at the off speed that he believes and the Rutgers staff believes they can get him out with.
Oh, and West got plunked on the elbow. There are many, many things that UCLA does well. Maybe the thing they do best is this, getting hit by pitches.
Yeah, that's the 82nd time on the year. I mean, you know, one of the things we talked a little bit about before, Dom, is these West Coast teams, they spend some time out west. West Coast baseball, known for getting on base. Hit by pitch, bunt the ball, walks, whatever it takes to get on and get them over and get them in.
Take a look at some of the stats they are nationally ranked in. You heard Joe say it, 82 times they've been plunked as Chalowski fouls it off. And even the guy whose draft pick later this summer could match the jersey number, even that kind of guy with that standing is part of that pass the baton mentality for the Bruins. Plunked 14 times in a season where he's also slugged 13 home runs.
Yeah, they take away the inside part of the plate. Those guys will crowd the plate. Even though Chalowski has a little bit of an open stance, you can see his back foot's right on the white line.
Pitchers across the country trying to figure out how to retire the shortstop and the star of this UCLA team. Konstantinovsky with two good pitches is ahead 0-2. And trying to go to his changeup for the first time. You mentioned it, Joe. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah, that's what he wants to get him out with. If he can get the Bruins chasing that pitch, that'll induce some ground balls. He can get his defense involved early in the game, early in the series, and you know that's the Knights' game plan. Certainly with Zach on the mound tonight.
Now, Konstantinovsky is a strikeout pitcher. 40 punch-outs, 35 innings pitched. He's top 10 in the Big Ten in strikeouts per 9. Opportunity here. And the pitch. Didn't miss by much. Maybe a little high.
It looked a little bit up. You know, the one thing that, you know, when you look at the stats, it just kind of jump off, and I talked a little bit about that West Coast baseball. They get hit by pitches, but they're you know, they're in there to swing the bat. They don't bunt it. And they really don't steal bases. You know, they're coming in with 16 stolen bases on the year.
Chalowski skies it to center field. That's where Peyton Bonds is stationed, Rutgers' biggest MLB draft prospect. And he's under it for the first out of the inning. Rutgers has defended successfully behind the plate with that tandem of Wells and tonight's DH, Matt Chattel.
Yeah, Rutgers has always been one of the best defensive teams in the Northeast, and that certainly's carried over since they've been in the Big Ten. They can pick it and they can catch it in the outfield.
Here's Mulivai Lavu. Best batting average on the team. You see it 373. And he takes the breaking ball. First time we see the slider from Konstantinovsky. Strike one.
Lavu, a nice looking athlete in there again. Like all these guys that I've watched in BP, they're all in that 6'1", 6'2" range and physical kids and have a really good approach at the plate.
And Lavu pops it foul ground left side. Tons of foul territory here at Baton Field, and that just got Tristan Salinas an out.
Nice play by Salinas. He fought the wind and the fence over there.
Lavu finding out the hard way just how expansive this ballpark is.
Yeah, it's big, and now I talked about the wind blowing in. It's kind of blowing in across the left to right, and that kind of kept that ball in the ballpark there.
Now Salinas is split time between left field and second base. Rutgers loves his defense out there in left field, especially on days where the wind is gusting, which is generally just a day ending in Y when you're here in Piscataway.
Tell me the days it doesn't.
That's right. But an opportunity for Zach Konstantinovsky to post a 0 to start this ball game.
Yeah, this be huge. Just Martin's coming in here a little under the weather. But another physical kid here for UCLA. And, you know, UCLA, their lineup, I mean, it's lefty-righty all the way down. And so it as for opposing pitcher, you don't get that, like, break where, you know, you have a right-hander and you face a stretch of 3 or 4 righties in a row. You know, you're nice little slurve.
Yeah, slipping in there for strike 1. You mentioned Martin been under the weather. The third baseman's in the lineup. Important to try to keep the consistency for a UCLA team that really has not had to tinker too much the last month and a half.
No, they, you know, unlike a couple weeks ago when we saw Michigan in here and, you know, there was a lot of shifting go around in our lineup. UCLA knows what they want to do with their lineup. They know what they want to do with their starting pitching. They know what they want to do with their middle relief, and they know who they want to close the ball games with.
Strike 1 pitch. And Konstantinovsky goes back to that slider. Levels the count for Martin.
And that consistency, Dom, that goes a long way to winning 32 baseball games on the year. Or winning 30 of your first 32 baseball games.
Feels like they've won all 32. The break even. Went back to that pitch again. It's been a lot of sliders from Konstantinovsky, which is not his main off-speed pitch.
And I think sometimes, you know, people come in with scouting reports and, you know, Rutgers coaching staff may have saw something in the UCLA hitters, and that's how they kind of wanted to attack it with Zach.
West bluffs it first. The pitch is low, and he stays put. Dean West has been stationed over there at first base since the leadoff hit by pitch. UCLA does not run. They're bottom 10 in the country in stolen bases. You hit as many home runs as they did, you wouldn't run either.
No, 16 for 22 with 30 wins. I mean, you could steal 16 bases on a weekend with 30 wins.
West is going now. The pitch is a strike, and the throw to second is not in time. So it's strike 2, but a runner in scoring position for Martin.
That was kind of a why not try it. 2 outs, down in the count. Got a really good jump. Extended out his lead, what I call kind of like a walking lead. He had a little bounce and got the lift with Zach and just took off.
6 stolen base for West. He's their big speedster. But now the full count pitch. And it's powered down the right field line, foul.
Zach's doing a really good job filling up the zone here. I mean, all his pitches have been very competitive. He's done a nice mix with the breaking stuff early in counts and been able to use his fastball a little bit to keep the UCLA hitters off him. A little bit pitching backwards so far.
The right-hander had a great first month of this season. His 4 starts in Big Ten play have left a lot to be desired, but Rutgers trusting that he can put his ace stuff in front of him. And he gets a strikeout to end the first inning. The sinker for Konstantinovsky and a K to begin his day.
Just hammered that pitch in there, attacked the strike zone, got the called strike 3. And we're able to get Rudderman from San Diego, and he's made a big impact for this program.
Yeah, he's got a fiery arsenal, 5 pitches as well. The pitch that we're going to keep our eye on, especially early on, is his fastball. Last week in the rivalry series against UCLA, he got that up to 98, and for one pitch, 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot of energy in the first inning, and like you said, he's 97. He touched 99. He's going to, once he settles in, he's about 94, which is pretty firm. You know, he'll throw a slider. He has a plus changeup, has a little bit of a sweeper, but everything's going to work off his fastball. When you're throwing 94 to 97, fastball's first pitch.
Ahead 1-2 on Tristan Salinas leading off. And he powers it through the vacant left side for a base hit. Salinas quickly out of the box. He's looking for 2. West throw, not in time.
Nice hustle double there. Salinas got out of the box. That's exactly what we were talking about. Rutgers needs to make their offense go early in this series. It kind of worked against UCLA's shift there. And the third baseman basically playing in the 6-hole.
Salinas has not had many reps as Rutgers' leadoff man. They only started that about a week ago at Indiana. It's usually been the guy who will follow him in the lineup tonight, Peyton Bonds. But that double for Salinas is his first extra base hit in 7 games. And an automatic RBI spot for Bonds, who squares to bunts and takes a hard-thrown strike, 95 miles an hour from Logan Redeman.
Bonds is Rutgers' high-profile player. You know, he's certainly a Big Ten Player of the Year candidate. He's 6'5", physical kid from New Jersey.
The strike one pitch jammed him. A little roller over to Chalowski. One away as Salinas moves on to third.
Good job by base running there, Salinas. Defense, and they certainly can pressure on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they've earned that unanimous #1 ranking. Charlie Meglio, the batter now. Meglio's been Rutgers' best power hitter in Big Ten play. Enters tonight with 4 home runs, a .600 slugging percentage against league opponents. You see 8 total big flies so far this year. His first season at Rutgers after transferring in from Campbell.
Yeah, I like Meglio. I like his presence in the box. Has good at bats, gets the barrel to the ball, nice short, calm swing. Not a lot of energy.
Got tied up on that fastball, but Tim Winningham over at first base said he did not go around.
John Savage thought that ball was tipped. And he thought it was a strike.
Yeah, Savage out of the dugout, looking down the first baseline. Had a couple of things to say for the first base ump, Tim Winningham. Brian Marine on balls and strikes behind the plate tonight. Here comes the 1-1. And Meglio rolls it through the middle. Here's a base hit. Just as we said, Rutgers needed to strike first in its first crack against #1 in a long time. Charlie Meglio, RBI single. Rutgers does just that.
Really nice swing here. You can see we talk about him just having an easy swing, barrel to the ball. Redmond probably gave him a favor there, throwing him that slider. Meglio just kind of handled it and served it into center field. Got the Knights on the board.
For the junior from Jackson, New Jersey, it's his team best 31st run driven in. Now, just to paint the picture of how infrequent this has been, it's just the 5th time in 13 Big Ten games that it's Rutgers scoring first. And they do it against #1 as Jomar Carreras fouls it back. Figured there would be a lot of nervous energy for Rutgers coming into a series, a game like this.
Yeah,
I'm sure the picture changes a little bit after the 1-0 lead.
I mean, it takes the pressure off everybody. There's going to be a lot of positive energy in that Knights dugout. You know, a lot of excitement in the stands, and their offense went out and did what they had to do: is put a run on the board and dent the plate, and let everybody kind of relax in that third base dugout.
Yeah, something Steve Owens has really emphasized in recent weeks is score first. Rutgers so many times it feels like it's playing from behind. Redmond ahead 0-2.
Yeah, certainly dominant Big Ten play. That's been, you know, it's just been a lot of uphill games for them.
Well, one example is the game that Jomar Carreras almost single-handedly won for Rutgers last weekend in Bloomington. That was Saturday. Rutgers trailed 5-1. In the second half of the game, Carreras had a career-high 7 runs driven in. And he levels the count now 2-2. 7 RBI, including 2 home runs, as Rutgers came back for a 9-6 victory.
Yeah, that helps the stat page, right?
I'll boost it a little bit. Logan Redeman, not his usual sharp self in his first inning on the other side of the country. And his fastball misses low and away. 96 miles an hour that time for the junior right-hander.
It looks like Marine kind of has a tight strike zone. Sometimes these guys are a little bit looser in the first inning just to get the game going a little bit, but sometimes the umpires feel it too. They feel the excitement in the stands.
Meglio's running as that one is swung on and missed. They won't say Carreras foul-tipped it, so he's tagged out, but Meglio advances to second, and there's 2 outs.
Meglio, a little surprise action there, running on the count. That's only his 3rd stolen base of the year, but he got him in scoring position here with 2 outs. See if the Knights can extend the inning and pick up that 2-out RBI.
First strikeout for Redeman comes on the changeup, which is his most improved pitch. And now a guy who's much improved this year as well, Matt Chattel. Typically Rutgers starting catcher. He DHs today. He shared that position with Trey Wells. Chattel a career best 350 batting average. Now a senior. That's a nasty pitch. Yeah. Sweeper comes whizzing in there for strike 2.
That's tough, 96, and then you got to deal with that next. See if, Redmond extends the plate here, or if he just goes after and tries to cap this inning. Fastball in.
Looking for another strikeout. And instead, it's powered down the right field line by Chattel. That curves foul. Peyton Brennan gives it a look. Just past the UCLA bullpen down that line.
Yeah, try to sneak a 2-seamer in under Chattel's hands. Chattel did a nice job there. Barreled that ball a long way, foul down the right field line.
Now UCLA shifting Chattel to pull in a major way. Tons of space on the right side of the infield.
Man, look at this alignment. You're right, Dom. First baseman's playing in.
You've got Muli Vailavu playing sort of a pulled-in second base, and then the other 3 infielders are on the left. I'm sure for a guy who's coached in college for so long, it's striking to see how much college teams shift now.
I mean, I don't know how Lavu gets over there and covers first on a ground ball hit to somebody.
That's a good point.
I mean, he's running 45 feet.
Doesn't have to worry. Logan Redeman takes care of the job with another strikeout. That time it's the cutter. Bruins took care of business.
Yeah, and there's so much more to that series than just a Big Ten matchup. At UCLA, USC, crosstown rivals, to sweep that series, that means a lot to the Bruins and their faithful.
Have to come from behind to win the Saturday game 9-8. Something that UCLA has done. Yes, it is a 24-game winning streak, but they've not all been 10-0 victories. Peyton Brennan leading off the second inning, and quickly the UCLA right fielder is behind 0-2.
Yeah, Zach Kay doing a good job just filling it up, getting early action as far as swings are concerned out of the Bruins, and he's able to work himself into his off speed. We talked about being able to establish a fastball.
The pitch. Tried to sneak in that slider for strike 3 against the reigning Big Ten Player of the Week in Brennan.
Let's not take for granted, too. Zach Kay knows what's going on here. He's got everybody, you got the stands filled with fans, stands filled with scouts, Redeman on the mound, throwing 97 miles an hour. It's a great opportunity for him, too.
Smacked over to second, and Julius Rosado takes care of the first out. Had an ERA under 2 entering the Big Ten season. And just has not been able to piece together a good Big Ten outing yet. He's allowed more than a run per inning to conference hitters.
Yeah, we saw him in the Michigan thing, and Michigan came out and kind of jumped him with some home runs early in that ball game and got behind, and it was uphill for him. And, when you're coming back from those injuries, it still does take a little bit of time, and there is a difference between some of your non-conference opponents to when the lights turn on in conference. Everybody's, kind of locked in, ready to go. They get, 15, 20 games under their belts, and so, hit a little bit of a hiccup, but got off to a great start so far here in this ball game.
Ball on a strike against the big center fielder, Will Gasparino. He lays off that slider. Gasparino, another Bruin batter who has made waves this year. Transferred in from Texas, where he was solid, but not on the national radar the way he is right now after homering 11 times in his first 13 games.
Yeah, Dom, I told you earlier, a big dude in there. I mean, he's 6'6", 6'7". That's, you don't see that with too many people at the pro level, college level. I mentioned Judge in pregame. I'm not comparing him to Judge by any means, but the physical size, look at this guy in there.
Something about some outfielders from California, right?
That's right.
Gasparino goes hunting that pitch up at his letters. It's a sinker again from Konstantinovsky. Runs the count full.
And, UCLA's roster, when we, as the series goes on, you talk about most of the, the 80% of their production is returned. Savage has done a nice job with his staff, plucking in some guys like Gasparino, Redmond that kind of plug into the lineup, into the rotation that's really kind of made this whole thing really take off this year.
It was nice to chat with John Savage before today's game. I asked him about that. He said, sometimes there's a little bit of luck. 2 transfers, they both hit.
Yeah.
And Konstantinovsky strikes out Gasparino. He's been leaning on that sinker tonight, and it hands Konstantinovsky a second strikeout.
Really nice pitch. Gasparino thought that was down. When you're 6'7", of course you think it's down. But Brian Marine grabbed that one.
At 6'6", Will Gasparino would be one of those hitters who would really benefit from the ABS system, I think. Be tapping his helmet all the time, just like Judge does.
They never complain when they call the fastballs up, when they call balls on the fastballs up on those guys.
That's right. Cash Duggar, the catcher, cuts and misses. Hey, Zach Konstantinovsky, after plunking the leadoff batter, Dean West, he's retired 5 straight Bruins.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Again, working on a lot of energy for this weekend series, and it's carrying over for results for him.
One of the things about this UCLA lineup that makes it so tough, though, you've got Gasparino in the 6-hole who leads the Big Ten and runs driven in. And you've got a guy in Duggar who's a top 200 draft prospect this year. And he lays off the slider to get ahead in the count. It's not like you can get through the first couple of guys and breathe easy for the bottom half.
You got all 9, and then you got to do it again. I mean, you got
rip and a miss. Another sinker. 2-2.
260s the lowest in their lineup. 260s. Most teams are happy to have 260 hitters.
Another strikeout count for Konstantinovsky. He ran it on the hands.
Surprised Duggar, that was pretty close to catching. It was a 4-seamer hard in. The problem, when you come hard in with these UCLA guys, we talked about how many hit by pitches they've had. It just seems like there's certain teams, they become a magnet. It's like some teams you can throw the ball in, you got no problem. Then you get teams like UCLA, you talk all week, hey, they want to get hit by pitches. We want to work, middle third of the plate when we go in, and they wind up getting hit by pitches.
Another 3-2. And Duggar making Konstantinovsky work. Already his 37th pitch.
Not a lot of great swings so far out of UCLA. I mean, Zach K's done a really good job, I think, just kind of keeping him off. He's able to keep him off his fastball because he's able to locate his off-speed so well right now.
Tries again. And got it barreled into center field. Bonds has to play it on a hop. And UCLA has its first hit of the game, thanks to Cash Duggar.
Well, that was a real quality at bat. I'm sitting here saying I haven't seen any really good swings. You're going to see one right here.
What did you like about it?
Just balance, just kind of serve that in there. Didn't try to do too much with that pitch, Dom. Sometimes you get that pitch middle in and guys will try to pull hook that. Duggar just took it, what he got his hands out, kind of served that in the center field for base hit.
So Duggar wins the 8-pitch battle, and now Trey Godoy takes strike one. Godoy making his 8th start of the year tonight. But good returns in the small sample size for him. Batting .379, freshman from the state of California, Escondido. 0-2, drops down to a knee, trying to fish out that changeup.
It's nice when you're able to put freshmen in the lineup in the 8-hole and they hit .379 for you.
One of the many luxuries John Savage is enjoying this year. The pitch from Konstantinovsky. Back to that changeup.
Good job by Godoy laying off that.
Trying to make something happen with 2 outs. Has some room to work with on the left side of the infield. And pulls it foul.
It's like Zach, he's kind of leaning in on trying to get in a UCLA left-hander's hands, really working that glove side part of the plate, first base side of home plate. Versus left, he's just trying to crowd him.
Trying to finish off a second straight scoreless inning to begin this Friday night outing against the #1 team in the country. Another 1-2. And he went to the changeup. This time it's strike 3. 4 straight changeups at the end of that battle in Constantinople, San Diego. He was the first team all-conference honoree both years, so it wasn't like he was completely off the map, but it's different doing it at the Big Ten level for the #1 team in the country.
Yes. San Diego, and traditionally, let me tell you, San Diego's no bargain. I mean, they're a really good ball club. They're known very much so for their pitching staff. They have guys like Redmond up and down their pitching staff too. This day and age in college baseball, they have to replenish them a little bit more than they would like to. So him coming in, he's faced really good competition for 2 years and then transferred, and he's ready to go in the Big Ten, that's for sure.
The ball on a strike to Ryan Jaros. And Jaros dribbles it foul. Now, where this UCLA roster is so home built, a lot of guys from California and a huge junior class headlined by guys like Chalowski and Lavu, who have been there for 3 years. Rutgers has a lot of Jersey guys, but many of them are new to the team this year. Best recruiting class in program history. Ryan Jaros is one example, coming in after a couple of stops at the ACC level, most recently NC State.
Yeah, I was down there with my friend Elliot Avent, head coach of the Wolfpack. Came back home and kind of found a spot in the lineup here.
Yeah, Redeman sets him down, zips in the cutter for strike 3, and 3 punch outs for the junior.
And we talked about, Rutgers went out, did what they had to do offensively, and got on the board 1-0. And Redmond maybe looked like he kind of struggled in the first inning. I don't know. Got cut a ball down the right field line, got a hustle double, but he's starting to settle in. His energy was, again, we talked about him being about 97 to start the game. He's kind of got back down to that 94, 95, where he's just going to have a little bit better control.
Good break on that pitch to Chase Cruson. Batting here with nobody on and 2 outs. And turned into knots once again. It's that sweeping pitch from Redeman. He's got the curveball and the true sweeper that all sort of sit around 80 miles an hour or so.
And it's tough because you got to get yourself ready to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So what do you look for?
I don't know. There was the fastball. That's strike 3. Logan Redeman's got 4 punch outs.
first national in wins, top 15 in batting average, 11th in on base, top 5 home runs, top 5 ERA. I mean, they just pressure you with everything they got, offense, defense, and pitching.
And they've been able to do it with one of the toughest schedules in the country as well, as Phoenix Call, the 9-hitter, leads off for the Bruins. 9 ranked victories, including the sweep of USC last weekend. Scheduled a tough out-of-league schedule. Played in a neutral site tournament at the end of February in Arlington at Globe Life Fields, the home of the Rangers, and turned in wins over 3 perennial powers, Tennessee, A&M, and Mississippi State, that is.
Yeah, all teams that have won the World Series or been in the World Series in the last 5 years.
And that's sort of what you have to do to get back to where UCLA was last year, right?
Yeah.
Got to play the best to beat the best.
Yeah.
Be the best.
It's interesting because I was wondering what they do with the, now with their schedule, with the Big Ten schedule, and coming east and going to the middle part of the country. Are they just going to try to play more non-league games in California just to kind of help everybody's bodies and everything else? Obviously, they got the weather in California. But it's nice to see they stepped out and they went to that a national tournament early in the season, and they got 3 W's for it.
Konstantinovsky gets the call on the sinker. Set pitches up in the zone. You can't do that against any Big Ten lineups.
No, he's been keeping the ball down excellent. I mean, I think sometimes like Zach, we were talking about how good UCLA's offense is. I'm not quite sure what UCLA's approach is right now off of Zach. They may be a little bit crossed off of what their game plan coming in to this thing was, and what their expectations of what Zach was going to do, because Zach's really kind of pounding the strike zone. He's pounding the strike zone and really doing an awesome job right now.
One of only 2 Bruins to reach the first time through the lineup is Dean West's. Hit by a pitch, stole second base, but was stranded there. And fouls that pitch off. West enters today with hits in 8 straight Big Ten games. One of the 8 guys inside Baseball America's top 300 when they rank all the prospects expected to go this summer in the MLB draft, which will be in Philadelphia, by the way, part of the All-Star Game festivities.
You know what?
America 250, celebrating the anniversary in the first capital. And West's tied in knots. 3 straight Bruins set down on strikeouts, and now Chalowski wears it on the hip.
Again, trying to crowd him with that fastball, and that time just wearing the hip here. Just a little 2-seamer in, boom, off the thigh, and Chalowski jogs down to first base, and all the professional scouts are up in arms.
We wanted to see him hit,
right?
Not get hit.
We're going to get to see him hit 12 to 15 times this weekend, and we just, one of those ABs is gone.
It's funny. Being hit by pitches is just a part of baseball. Doesn't get talked about much for obvious reasons. As Levi Lavu takes that pitch. It's ball 1. But for Chalowski, it really is a huge part of his game. He's been plunked 15 times this year. And that's after being hit a ton last year, too.
Yeah, and he has the open stance. And again, like I said, you can look down. These Bruins, they crowd the plate. Almost all these guys' hands and forearms are kind of hanging over a little part of the white. Zach's done a good job throwing the ball underneath those guys' hands right now. That's just the culture of West Coast baseball. And that's carried over out east, too. Don't get me wrong, and down in the SEC, too. But these kids out west, they grow up looking to get hit by pitches.
John Savage said, "We're just not scared of the ball." So times when you hear broadcasters talk about, "Oh, he could have warned that one, should have stayed in there for that one." We don't say that much about UCLA.
Nope. Their feet's on the ground, and they're strong in the box, and they'll wear it.
And Chalowski, a 2-out base runner, but he's not a big stolen base threat. He's only trying to steal 1 base. Now you think of a great hitter, shortstop, favorite to be the #1 overall pick. You think speed. He's got decent wheels, but it's not an attribute that really pops off the page. It's maybe the lowest rated of the 5 tools that he's got.
Yeah, and it's part of UCLA's philosophy with this team anyway. It's just they're going to make you get their hitters out. They're not going to give away outs. They're not going to force the issue on the bases.
Now, Konstantinovsky's paid a ton of attention to Cholowski. His pitch count is high, even though he's gone 2 2/3 scoreless.
Hey, hit him.
Yeah, it did clip Lavu. Well, a check down to third base to see if Lavu had swung at it. Brian Drury says no. So it is a hit by pitch. And 2 plunkings. Have some 2-out noise for UCLA. Take another look at it.
Yep, just try to crowd him. And he got it in there.
For a lot of their base runners, and Robin Martin at the plate. And it takes ball 1. When you hit a bunch of guys, could it scare somebody like Konstantinovsky to go back inside?
Sure, you get uncomfortable. I mean, right now he's had a lot of success, but it's been mostly, from my perspective, to the lefties. Really crowded the lefties.
Snap throw to first in a close play. Lavu had a healthy lead off the bag.
He's just trying to run that 2-seamer under their hands. He's had some success early in the game. But we saw, the first 2 pitches here in the outer half.
After Konstantinovsky had set down 8 of 9 batters, finds himself in some 2-out trouble. That's important. The count's 2-1 right now against Roman Martin.
Yeah, snuck a fastball in there. Didn't look like Martin was looking for that. I still don't think UCLA hitters have a beat on what Zach's doing.
2-1. There's another swing and miss. And that levels it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Zach can kind of really go anywhere here. I think he's kind of got Martin's wheels churning.
2-2, and didn't get Martin to leave the zone on the changeup.
And Martin, another guy, he's kind of standing right on the plate here.
So the runners will get a head start with a payoff and 2 outs. And ball 4. No hits in the inning, but the base is loaded with 2 outs for UCLA.
Yeah, 2 outs, nothing going on. 2 hit batters, 2-out walk. Now all of a sudden we'll see what happens here. Zach kind of, I don't want to say he's losing a little bit by any means, but maybe, kind of some of that early game energy is kind of flattened out a little bit for him. So again, I haven't seen great swing.
Roman Martin earned his first base easier, and now Peyton Brennan at the plate, and he fouls it off. Brennan is a guy who can hit it a long, long way. We saw that not that long ago in the series against Iowa, at a 415-foot bomb that he uncorked to center field. It was a windy day in Iowa City, but not all of the 514 feet were aided by the wind.
Oh.
And he got hit again. 3 hit batters in the 3rd inning, and UCLA scores the tying run. So Cholowski touches home, and it's a painful way for UCLA to score its first run of the weekend. Now Will Gasparino trying to hand his team the lead.
He was sitting in, he got the pitch, he just fouled it off.
Konstantinovsky, before this spree of hit batsmen had retired 8 of 9 guys, including some of the best hitters in the lineup.
Yeah, he was doing good.
One of his better sliders, but Gasparino leaves it out there, 1-1.
I mean, he's at 66 pitches here. Third inning, 71 pitches. Have to count the hit by batters.
That's up there. 1-1.
He just lost his feel for that fastball in the outer half of the plate.
Now, while this has all transpired, Rutgers has started action in the bullpen, but I don't think anybody is all that ready to relieve Konstantinovsky.
Now you got to give him a chance to get out of this within reason.
2-1. That's ball 3.
Consti wanted that. It wasn't close, and I'm not saying he was second guessing Marine, but he just was able to kind of sink that pitch early, inning 1 and inning 2, and now he's just running off the plate.
Here we go, 3-1. And Gasparino skies it to center, but it's right at Bonds. And Konstantinovsky will get out of trouble, only allowing a run.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Top of the Rutgers lineup at the plate, starting with Tristan Salinas. And that fastball is lively from Randall. That's the story of his show. He can run it up near 100. That one was 99 miles an hour. It's high octane for Randall, who will throw more than 80% fastballs typically. Most frequent off-speed pitch is a slider. 2-0.
When you're throwing 100 in college baseball, you don't need to throw too many other pitches. I mean, we've seen some velo tonight. I mean, these guys.
Ball 3.
Well, this could be an issue here. Another guy, standing around all night.
There is double-barreled action in the UCLA bullpen. They've got one of the best pens in the game. I have to imagine John Savage would be willing to go to it quickly. The pitch. And it's in there for a strike.
We're going to see 2 more fastballs here.
Salinas has one of Rutgers' 2 hits. It was a double. He came around to score the only run back in the first. Tried to check his swing, but Brian Marine says he did not.
And that's tough. And I mean, it's tough on Salinas here because this kid's throwing 100. You got to get your swing going. He's coming with a fastball. No secret about that.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Cal Randall picks up where Logan Redeman left off. A punch out starts the home ninth. The junior Randall inside the top 200 of their draft rankings.
200?
Yeah, 188. Now, meanwhile, this is Tommy Kendrick at the plate. This is Peyton Bonds' spot in the order, but the 5-tool star left in the top of this inning with an apparent right hamstring injury, trying to lay out for a web gem catch. I mentioned Kendrick is making his Big Ten debut with this appearance. He transferred in from St. Peter's, where he's used to seeing guys throw maybe 10 miles an hour slower.
10 miles is generous. He's probably seen a lot of guys throwing 88, 85.
Now, in fact, this is Tommy Kendrick's first at-bat as a Scarlet Knight.
Right here.
Just his 3rd game, right here. Bottom 9, number 1 UCLA. Gas on the mound.
You can ride one out of here.
1-2.
Probably a little bit different than playing Iona right now.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's strike 3. Wow.
Grab that. This guy's swinging all night. Usually sees it pretty good.
And he takes a strike. Meglio has been Rutgers' best power hitter. 8 homers on the year. Now, if you're thinking of that dream scenario for Rutgers, this is probably the guy you want up. Randall more accurate now.
I gotta believe he's got to be a little bit better than 198 in the country as a prospect.
100 miles an hour. But in the dirt, ball 1. You can see Randall wants it. That's full body energy. The pitch. That was close. But it's ball 2. And some of those borderline pitches, you can see Meglio waiting, guessing whether or not Marine's going to call strike 3.
I mean, they've been bad. I mean, he just handcuffed him. I'm surprised he didn't grab that. Well, here comes a fastball. You can come out of your shoes here.
It's slapped to the right side. And Phoenix Call collects it. We're going to extra innings.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Doe and Reggie Lewis also holding it down in the truck. Our students have learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
13 innings to figure it out. How about
extra
14?
credit, right? You get extra credit.
That's right.
Some bonus points, Mark.
We are on to the 14th inning as Muli Vailavu leads off against Zach Gleason. We have not seen a run since the 3rd inning. Our crack research team is working on records of all sorts and sizes right now. I can tell you that it's been more than a baseball game's length of time since we saw a run. UCLA struck out 27 batters, and Rutgers, for its part, has put down 15 on strikes. And for those too tired to do the math, that's 42. Now, Muli Vailavu has the makeup of a guy who can uncork the bottle that is this game right now.
Oh, yeah.
RBI in 7 straight Big Ten games. No surprise tonight has not extended it, at least not yet. Only ribby was Peyton Brennan. And he lays off that 2-2.
Yeah, just battling again. It's been the same story here for a number of innings. UCLA hitters have been patient in the box and going deep in counts and just haven't been able to get anything going at all. Gleason's kind of settled in a little bit here, Dom.
Entered to relieve Jordan Savignon, and the double play really lifted his spirits. 5-3 double play into the 13th. Now Lavu on that one, fouls it back. Lavu loops it. That's going to get out of play. And the fans who have stuck around will have ample opportunity at a souvenir the way UCLA has done it at the plate. Lavu recomposes himself, standing in for a 2-2 pitch from the right-hander Gleason. And pulls another one foul. John Savage may not be thrilled with the fact that his team is 2 for 22 with runners on base. Don't know if the UCLA coach can take solace in the fact that his guys have been scrappy all night long at the very least.
Yeah, they battle in there. Just haven't had much success on hard contact.
Well, dribbler back to the mound. There it is as Lavu puts it in play, and Gleason flips for the first out.
Everybody clap your hands.
Once again, just, UCLA guys getting deep counts. They get the counts where, you think it would be advantage hitter and nothing.
Third baseman number 7, Roman Martin.
A little bit like Sisyphus tonight for these hitters. Rolling the boulder back up the hill, hoping something will stick. Maybe Roman can do the job. Roman Martin.
He almost got to hit the ball out that got pulled back in, right?
Yeah, he's the one who scared the fences the most. 0 for 5. Robbed of a home run in the 5th inning. That felt like one of the biggest plays in the game. It is, certainly looking back. But far from the only.
Yeah.
Gleason, meanwhile, carves in a strike. Tough curveball to make it 1-2. Or rather, 0-2. And his pitch is bounded back through the middle. Little seeing eye single for Martin's first hit of the night.
That ball couldn't get any more center cut. That went like perfectly right over the mound. Watch this thing here, Dom. That's where, right over the middle of second base.
Right fielder number 11, Peyton Brennan.
That's our first hit. I mean, UCLA's got 8 hits. It's
Now, UCLA has had base runners in 12 of the 14 innings.
Yeah.
And yet, an offense that came in best in the Big Ten, 9.5 runs per game, has only mustered a single run. Still time. And Peyton Brennan takes it outside.
We have to find out how many first pitch takes UCLA has had tonight. We have somebody to look that up for us, Tom.
You're stacking a long list on the research crew. Working overtime right now.
Somebody call Chicago, see if we can find that out.
Little dribbler to first. Jaros. Gleason comes over. Safe.
He missed the base. I think he got him.
It's close.
Yeah.
From that angle, that would be certainly something. Here it is. Brian Marine, safe. Call on the field stands.
Yeah, I just don't think there was enough to overturn it.
And Will Gasparino at the plate with the best chance yet. Ball 1.
Gasparino hit that base hit in the 4-hole half a day ago. Let's see if it was really his only impressive ball in play. A couple lazy fly balls to center.
Gasparino jammed on it. Little flare to left field, down for a base hit. Late start for Martin. He stays at third. 3 straight singles now for the middle of the UCLA lineup.
There's your boy Duggar coming up. These guys have, Rutgers have gotten out of some innings here with the double play.
Number 40, Cashel Duggar.
Duggar's looking for signs here. I don't think they're going to squeeze, right? I mean, see if he ambushes him first pitch swing here. Dom, he's been taking pitches all night. He gets a fastball first pitch.
They've got him at every base. And Duggar fouls it back.
He tried to.
Couldn't square up that cutter from Zach Gleason.
I mean, again, they got out of double line drive double play here, maybe.
The pitch. There's a strike. Off speed, nothing in 2.
Like we talked about, this guy's not comfortable till he gets the 0-2 count.
Here it comes. And Duggar loops it foul down the line. Location for so many would-be hits for UCLA tonight.
Gleason was kind of quick there. know if he stopped it. Balk call there, maybe.
Could you imagine this game
I can.
turning on a balk?
I can. After what we've seen, I can't believe anything.
Duggar on 0-2. Takes into turf, and Wells comes up with the clutch block.
That's kind of gutsy there. They kind of try to get in on him. You know, just between the hit by pitches and the wild pitch. Skipped it in there. Nice job there. Behind the dish.
The latest Rutgers defensive play to preserve the tie that has persisted since the third inning. Now the 1-2. A little swing to third. Maglio eaten up, throws home. Bang, bang play. He's safe. UCLA leads.
That's unbelievable. They were replaying this.
Quick chopper from Cash Duggar, and Maglio didn't field it cleanly. Martin clips the plate just in time. Now the umpires can, at their discretion, go and look at this, even though Rutgers is out of challenges. If not now, then when? As we take another look ourselves.
Maybe a good.
Previous play is under review.
It's going to be another one of these. It's going to be another one of these.
Here's the angle.
Safe.
And UCLA, for the first time in this 4-hour and 40-minute game, has a lead. Cash Duggar's little dribbler on the infield goes down as a fielder's choice, but he gets, but right now is the decisive RBI. 2-1 UCLA. And with the bases loaded again, Espinoza takes strike one. Espinoza, part of this enormous junior class that has seen UCLA go from below 500 to a College World Series team. He's officially a redshirt sophomore, didn't play 2 years ago in that season where UCLA only won 19 games. They finished 19-33.
Hard to believe.
Yeah. College World Series last year, favorites to be the champions this year. And the 1-1. Espinoza pulls it through the right side. He busts the game open. Brennan is in. Now here comes Gasparino. Beats the throw. Aiden Espinoza comes off the bench to deliver a 2-run single. UCLA leads 4-1 in the 14th inning.
That's a great job coming off the bench. What time they get? I mean, he's been here 6 hours. Came off the bench, gets a knock. Just got by.
Second baseman number 4, Phoenix.
Gasparello, he was moving. Scoring from second on that.
Aiden Espinoza comes up with his biggest swing of the season. And UCLA has a 3-run lead.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Phoenix call fouls it off. The inning that UCLA has been waiting all night long for.
Yeah, they just started off with 2 nickel and dime plays, you know. Little tweener down there. We have 3 replays in the last.
This is a roller to short, should be 2 on a second for 1. Throw to first, double play. Damage done. And 4 UCLA singles may do it tonight.
.25 strikeouts in 18 innings. He's going to come at you with the fastball.
And Easton Hawk gets strike 1 on Ty Wiltsey. 95 miles an hour to begin his performance. 5th in the Big Ten in that save number, and in his 2nd season as the fireman for UCLA.
That had some hair on it. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, one of the things we touched on long time ago was, you know, one of the nice things that UCLA does is they know what they want to do, especially with their pitching staff. They know who's starting their games. know how they like to use their middle relievers, and they have Mr. Hawk here to end games.
0-2. Wiltsey just clipped it foul.
Tough here on Wiltsey here. I don't know if he can handle Hawk or just find a way to kind of put something in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Rutgers has only scored 1 run tonight, as you can see, in the first inning, no less. And since that point, there's only been 3 base runners. UCLA pitching Logan Redeman to Cal Randall to Zach Strickland and now Easton Hawk.
How many strikeouts since that point?
Well, there were 2 strikeouts in the first inning, and all told there have been 27 of them tonight. As Wiltsey swings and misses, that's number 28 on the evening.
So I'd like to know when it just boom. That slider, that's way too advanced there for Wiltsey. Too advanced for a lot of hitters.
And I'd like to update something we mentioned earlier. Our research team did a second look on the books for college baseball. The actual record for Division I ball is 31 strikeouts. And don't be surprised if tomorrow morning we're all waking up and finding out that the 28 punch-outs right now is a Big Ten record. Everybody's crossing their I's and they dot their I's and they cross their T's to figure out whether 28 is a Big Ten single-game record.
It's got to be up there if it's not, Dom. I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield get 28 strikeouts. He get a combination there with the when he's with the Go-Go Gophers. He punched a bunch of dudes out in the World
Himself?
Series.
I don't know about that.
Oh no, I'm not saying 28.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he pitched a World Series game versus USC. I just remember him having a lot of strikeouts. I mean, some other guys came in that game. Now we can't get the ball.
Yeah, Logan Redeman started it all, matching UCLA's 26-year-old single-game strikeout record with 18 of them. Only pitched the first half of this Friday night contest, but don't at all forget about what he offered tonight. Wowed the scouts.
Oh, yeah. One of the best pitching performances you would ever see.
Hawk set for a 2-2 pitch. Now Rutgers just hungry for base runners.
So as Dave Winfield's had 29 strikeouts in 2 games, in 17 innings.
That's what you're thinking of.
15 strikeouts in an 8-inning game.
Wow.
USC.
Hawk again. Bounced it up
man.
there. Look, with the way this game has gone, don't rule out anything. Even though Hawk has been untouchable lately.
Well, it starts with a walk. Starts with getting a guy on base, right?
Now, the sophomore closer has gone 9 straight scoreless outings. That's how good he's been. But Arachi's showing some fight up there. It's one of the longer at-bats Rutgers has had all night.
Arachi. Arachi's been up there since I was looking up that Dave Winfield stat.
Came in defensively in the 9th inning, and this is his second chance at the plate. And he takes strike 3. Wasn't sitting on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball that Easton Hawk just delivered.
Not quite sure what he was looking at. I mean, he just... That's tough sledding there, young man.
So it falls on Tristan Salinas' shoulders. Rutgers down to its final out. On a night where UCLA's 24-game winning streak felt in jeopardy more than most nights in the basically month and a half that they have stayed perfect. And could not hold up, strike 1.
Still, Rutgers hitters will remember this night forever. I mean, just Miglio's really the only guy that really had some quality swings. Everybody else was kind of guessing a little bit. Hawk's out here throwing off speeds. He just barreled that fastball in here, right?
Yeah, breaking ball 80 miles an hour. And 1-1 against Salinas. 1-2.
If it's going to end, it's got to end on a strikeout, right, Dom?
There's no other way.
Throw your fastball up. Swing through it.
Hawk deals. And a fitting way. No.
Oh.
Stays alive. Wow. Just caught a piece of it. So used to strikeouts, and Salinas avoids a game ender. Hawk hunting. And they'll call that strike 3. The throw to second. The first is in time. And there it is. UCLA survives a near 5-hour war. In the Bruins' first ever game in Piscataway, the Bruins were pushed to their limit. But UCLA gets the job done in 14 innings. They can't even fit on the line score. We were here so long. 4-1 the final. Cash Duggar, the winning RBI. Aiden Espinoza comes off the bench with 2 clutch insurance runs driven in. And the longest winning streak in UCLA's history is now 25 straight, nearly as many strikeouts as they had tonight, 30 of them.